Welcome back and a very happy new year to every single one of you out there. I hope it's been good for you and I hope you actually had a lovely time. I have got a little bit of a thick head, so I don't mind admitting, but I thought I'd take this opportunity because like a lot of other YouTubers have actually decided to actually do a roundup for 2024. And I think that's actually like a good idea to actually like, I suppose like if you're watching how I'm trying to grow my business, I think it's only acceptable to actually like be very transparent about what I'm making. So I'm gonna like try and give you a breakdown of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hopefully this is not going to come across as braggy at all. I'm definitely I'm like not feeling that way. Right, so this is future Simon. I just wanted to quickly interject just to let you know that I was really unsure about releasing this video. I was like, felt a bit embarrassed actually. I wasn't sure whether kind of like I should share this, but in hindsight, I think it's a right thing for me to do. So please do like stick till the end. I will give you like all the actual profit margins. I'll also like go into like kind of why I was feeling a little bit that I wasn't sure about releasing this. I'm feeling positive. I think I've done like kind of reasonably well. A couple of like real positives for me. I managed to completely give up all outside work. I've done that in April, I think March, April time. So for me, like, and because I'd always like had a for the past couple of years, I've had a part-time job. So the weekends, I was working in a kitchen shop as basically a receptionist, just to like give me a little bit of more stability, a little bit more kind of like security. So that was definitely something that I was very proud to be able to like say, right, okay, I can step away from that and I'm now wholly reliant on myself making the money. Have I got rich? Like, that's the key question. No, I definitely haven't. I'm paying the bills. I think one of the kind of like the downsides of what the numbers, which I'm going to go into, is that, in my opinion, I think it looks like it's actually like amazing. But when you really break down um, all the cost implications, kind of like reinvesting into the business, the actual kind of like take home, it's not brilliant actually. But would I want to change anything that I do? Absolutely not. I 100% enjoy what I do now. I can see the potential to grow this even more. I've just got to kind of really work on a few bits. One, mainly being sourcing. I think that for me is the most important like part of this business. If I can um, kind of work that part of it out, then I think I'm going to be like absolutely like kind of like monster crazy. So that's I hope anyway. So that's just in a quick nutshell. I'm gonna like go back home and I'm gonna crack open, I think, the whiteboard. It's been a long time since I've actually like used the whiteboard, but I'll try and give you a breakdown of what I've physically like earned. I'm going to go into eBay because I sell on eBay. I'm also going to go onto YouTube as well because like I do earn some revenue from YouTube. You may be surprised actually how much it is. So I'm going to go into that as well for you. I will also like try and give a bit of a breakdown of kind of like profit as well to some degree. It's a little bit of a unknown at the moment because I normally will wait for my accountant to work all that out, but I'm not going to like physically see the exact ins and outs of that until next year, which is like kind of like it's a bit bizarre, but that's the way it is. But I can try and give you an indication of like what I'm actually like doing at the moment. So I'm here back at the garage. So New Year's Day, and I am packing orders up. I think for yesterday, today, and a little bit of the day before. I've got, I think, about 25 orders going out. So I want to actually get these done today, just because I want to get ahead of it. I did moot about that. I was like, one of my targets for 2025 was that I was increasing my listings. I'm currently doing 15 a day, and the plan is to go up to 20 a day. So I've reassessed that again. At the moment, I'm sticking with the 15 a day, purely and simply because I haven't quite got a couple of bits in place for me to step up. I'm absolutely there. If I'm going to step up, if I'm going to do something, I don't just want to do it for a little while. I want to put it into place and actually never stop it. I don't want to actually suddenly backtrack and go, oh crikey, I've bitten off more than I can chew. I need to do this safely, and the only way I can do that safely is actually have everything in place. So that's going to be sourcing, that's going to be storage as well. In my last video, I spoke about what my plans are for putting a garden building in my house, so I can actually relocate the business to one office. Hopefully, that's the plan for 2025. But again, I'm still getting costings in for that. So I'm going to leave it there for the moment. I'm going to head back home. I will get the whiteboard out and we're going to start going through some numbers. Right, back at home now. So I'm going to quickly clean off my board, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of my figures. So I've already had a look, and I think you're going to be pretty surprised actually. I kind of had an inkling of what the kind of numbers were, but even for me, it's pretty full on. Okay, so the main reason I wanted to show you what my numbers are is to a bit of a reality check. So just seeing people, if they're putting up these big numbers, it's important to actually physically know what what we're talking about. I don't want anyone to go into this industry thinking it's easy, because it definitely isn't. It's incredibly rewarding, but it's also hard work as well. So I think I'm going to start off with one of the most key points, which is my turnover. So how much have I actually sold on eBay in the 12 months? So that's the 2024. Right, so I've got my iPad with all the numbers on it. So let's get the big number out of the way. So last year on eBay, I sold, this is turnover. This is important to know, 106,000. So let's put it at the top here. eBay turnover. So 106,094 pounds and 0 pence. So that is a huge number. Right, so let's put that number into a little bit of context. So for me, last year, that number is plus 11% year on year. So I've sold 11% more than I did last year. So that is a positive. Which is not quite as much of a positive is actually how many I sold. So I sold 4,278 items, and that was down 20%. So in other words, I didn't sell as many last year. It's not the end of the world, because I've increased my ASP, my average selling price. So that is now £24.80, and ASP, so that works out an increase of 39.7%. For me, I'm super happy with that. It's like getting my ASP up, increasing that is like absolutely key. So I'm incredibly like proud that I've managed like to do that over the 12 months. Down on sales by 20%, but up on ASP by 40%. Year on year, it's trending in the right direction for me. So as we look at the actual that big number, £106,000, I must be rich. No, this is the reality of it. It comes once you get to the bigger numbers, you have like more expenses as well. So I'll try and kind of like give you a little bit of an overview about what kind of expenses we're talking about. Right, let's first talk about fees. So eBay fees. How much did I pay in fees for £106,000? Well, I can tell you, I paid eBay fees £18,928 and 42p. So that's come straight off like that big number at the top. So instantly, like we're actually like looking at quite a big chunk of money, like kind of coming straight off. But it definitely doesn't like kind of end there as well. So then we've got like a few other big expenses. So the next one, which is going to be my cost of goods. So I actually taken my cost of goods over an average of the 12 months, and it's £4.77 per item that I've actually think. So my cost of goods, my apologies about my awful writing as well. So cost of goods, I spent £24,978 just to get those items. But then I've got to like send them as well. So I need to like put on my postage. So my postage for those items comes in at £16,983. Lovely, nearly £17,000 just in cost of sending these items. So we're getting some big numbers now. But then the fees on that don't actually come into like subscriptions and stuff like that as well. So I've still got the subscription fees as well. So that is eBay Shop, which is another £1,007. Now there are a lot more costs involved as well, but one of the other big ones, which is once you get to a certain level of like turnover, the HMRC, the government, will want a cut as well. So it actually wants VAT. So I pay VAT on my turnover, on the big number just up here, not on the profit, on the big turnover. So I'm on something called a flat rate of interest scheme. So I pay 7.5% of my whole turnover. There are some like caveats to that, but I'm not going to get into like right now. But my VAT for the year, which was £7,957. These are big numbers, like absolutely ginormous. So like this kind of like £106,000, like on the face of it, looks like amazing, like I think. But when you like take into consideration all the costings, now I'm not going to go through every single item. We've got things like packaging supplies, bank transfers, software tools, accountancy. So there's so many like other aspects of the business that need to be taken into consideration as well. You can't just look at like that big number at the top and think and take off like postage and your cost of goods. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You need to have a good understanding of like everything that's actually coming out of like the business. This is definitely like not for a lot of people, not the fun part of it, but it is super important. So after totting up all of like these expenses, plus the internet, plus the kind of driving around, servicing, fuel, all that side of it, how much have I actually spent on running my business? Well, it's a big number. That's a really big number. So my total expenses comes in at, get ready for this, £77,405 and a penny. The £77,500 is what I've actually spent out running my business. That's like kind of like bonkers money. But I think I'm actually pretty like careful. I don't like, I'm not like very flash. I don't like kind of like try and kind of keep up with the Joneses. I try to run my business pretty lean. But that all being said, like, how much effort have I actually put into this business to earn? And let's see what I've actually earned. Right, so we've got this top line figure of £106,094. We need to like take away all the fees, which is £77,405.01. That gives us a net profit of £28,688.99. 28.5 grand, just over. So £106,000 after all the costs and everything else in play. It's not quite the £30,000 a year mark. So you could actually like say that like, what's the point in doing it? Why don't you just like keep under the VAT threshold? For me, I'm still trying to build this as a business. I'm still trying to actually like create something that's going to be kind of in the long term, like going to be a lot better. Do I think £28,000 is good? No, I think it's like, it's respectable. I think that's kind of like, that's paid my bills. I'm not skimping or kind of like, I'm not going without anything. But like, things do need to like to change, and I still need to like improve on that side of it. Now, is that the only income I've had? No, it's not. So I do have like another a kind of stream of like income, which is YouTube. Now, is it earning me a vast amount of money? No, it really isn't. It's kind of like a little bit of extra pocket money. So I've actually, I'll do a screenshot for you, but what I earned from like YouTube last year. So YouTube, I earned £1,500. So that being said, okay, that will take me just over the £30,000 for the year in pure profit. So that's what I've actually made. So that's quite a raw video. I want to kind of like just like come on here and give you a bit of like my reality check to show you that that you can earn like good money, but you do have to like put in a lot of effort for it, and don't always look at the main kind of like top line kind of figures. If someone's actually doing like kind of like these big numbers, doesn't always mean that they're actually not physically making like a load of money. So a little bit more of a serious one today. It is very much a case of I'm incredibly like proud of what I've actually managed to achieve. I've like worked incredibly hard. I've been incredibly disciplined, but I also fully like understand that like it's tough, and I think a lot of people out there have actually found it like particularly tough this year. So I'm super looking forward to 2025. I'm sure it's going to be like, I've just got a few things I need to like kind of tweak. So please do let me know how you're all getting on. I don't claim to be like an expert in any stretch of the imagination. I've tried to surround myself with like really good people. I aspire to a lot of people out there, but I also like understand when people like look at those kind of numbers, they'll be going like, I'm never going to be able to like get there. I was that person. I absolutely, like, when I first started this, I thought there was no way that I could even like make this a full-time living. But it is possible. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but I absolutely love it as well. So yeah, leave me some comments. Let me know how you're getting on. Have I missed anything on the numbers? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's like things I've not accounted for, and like it'll probably like mean that I've actually like earned less money. But hey. So in regards of like 2025, I've got my own kind of personal targets that I'm like trying to push to. I'd like to actually like sell more, list more, make more profits, sort out my storage. So there's loads and loads to go on. So I'm really, really super excited about 2025. I hope everyone out there does amazingly well, whatever that kind of like brings you, whether that's kind of like personal wealth, it might be just in self-improvement, it just might be like kind of getting fit and like getting healthier for 2025. Whatever your goal is, like, I hope you absolutely smash it. So I'm going to leave the video there. Thank you so much for all your support over the last 12 months. It has been amazing. I've been like super, super humbled. But hey, let's keep smashing it. Let's keep like trying to truck along, and I will catch you on the next one. Well, if you got through there, that must be worth a subscription if you haven't actually like already done it to the channel. Hopefully you found some value in that. Now, the last thing from me, which was to say, why was I actually quite concerned, and why did I suddenly like kind of like think to myself, right, I will actually like release it. So in hindsight, when I look at the actual numbers, like the £30,000 take home, looking at a tax calculator, if I went out into the real world to actually get that, I'll be nearly looking at about £40,000 job, which I think is very respectable. So when I actually put it into context, if I kind of like take out the tax and all that side of it, I should really be looking at a reasonable wage. So that was the main reason that I kind of like suddenly thought to myself, actually, it's not as bad as I kind of like thought it was originally. So I promise you that is it for me now. So thank you again, and I will catch you on the next one.